Poems, Chapter 7. Not Crossing the Road. Wife threw me off the porch. No, I was in a car wreck. Or how about I was playing one-on-one and I dunked a shot and twisted my knee and when I came down from the basket. But the truth is, I stepped off a 2-inch curb in Manhattan on my way back to the deli to get a salmon croquet with mushroom gravy. I was wearing my cheap shoes and my gray polyester and wool suit, and they just let me fall in the street. On the way down, it was a slow motion dream. I thought, oh my God, I'm going all the way down to my balls and there's going to be a new joint in my left knee. Then, pow, I kissed the black, slick street just 40 feet from lunch. You know how big people look when you're flat on your back in a New York street? They're all eyes and mouths, and they curve over you like trees over a riverbank. Above the people, you see the buildings shooting into the sky like dead weights. The weights that pin you to the ground. I finally sat up and caught my breath. And in a minute, my friends, Ulrich and Carol, picked me up, took me to the deli. Ulrich cleared a path to the back of the deli, and Carol half carried me to the table. The waitress followed us, asking what had happened. Ulrich told her I'd fallen, and she excitedly asked where. I said I'd fallen across the street. She said she knew that store across the street and that I could sue them for sure. I said, no, I'd fallen in the street. She said, in that case, I could sue the city and they would pay. She knew it. And I said, no, I wasn't suing anybody. The street had not jumped up and hit me. I had fallen. I said, I just have some tea to drink and some ice for my knee, and I'd recover in a little while. Ulrich said you had to live in New York to understand. So there I was, broken down in the Big Apple, stoic, joking with friends, and crying out of the back of my eyes. I knew that streetwise waitress had the key to the city. She would have not missed the opportunity to collect had it been her fall and her twisted knee. The salmon croquette was great, and the people at the hospital were kind. And my friends put me on a plane back to Texas. And here I sit, a brace on my knee, crutches at my side, thinking about the other half of that salmon croquette. Wartime, peacetime, anytime. War's not so bad once you get the hang of it. Stay away from the officers in the field. Wear wool socks. Don't suck ass. Don't wear brass. Go home as soon as you can. Don't be fooled by you're a man. Listen to how many guys were picked up by sisters, fucked, and dragged back to camp unconscious. Listen to how you have to light all the drinks, then blow out the flame before you chug a log. War's hell. They wake you up the next morning at dark, no matter what you did the night before. Peace is different. You stand at the bar all night without a match to light your drinks. The sisters never come, and you hurry home to eat before your better half knows you were jacking off the moon. Still, some things don't change. Former officers throw up in the executive washrooms. So Dan, don't stand next to them. The suckasses never get a shot at the moon. Wool socks dry faster. And the con, be a man, is the same manipulation. This is a conversation between a married couple. It's before dinner. She says, "Hello, you've come." "Yes," gladly. "Please be seated in our house." "It's my pleasure. I've prepared something for us. Can I get you some wine before dinner?" "No, let's talk first." "Please, some wine." "Okay, if you insist. Do you want ice in it?" "Yes." It's not as good that way. I know it's not as good, but it makes it taste like soda, and I like soda better. "Well, then why not have a soda?" "Well, you have the wine already, and we're going to talk." "Oh, you don't have to please me." "No, I want to." "I'll get you the soda if you want it." "No, the wine and ice are fine. Please." "Why did you come? You never come here." "That's not true. I'm here often. You just don't see me." "That's a lie. Even when you come, you wish you were not here. And the wish is on your face. And so you're not really here." "Well, I'm here now. I'm here to talk." "Why now? Why have you waited until you're old to talk?" "All of the yesterdays I waited for you to talk, and you were mute. You sealed your lips, and when I spoke, you walked away. So now, you want to talk? All right, talk." "No, I was talking before. You were never listening. See my eyes? I talk with my eyes. See my hands? I talk with my hands. You don't have to use words. I've always talked." "That's not talking. That's objecting. That's reacting. It's just anger and lust and appetite. Talk is with your mouth. You make sounds and people understand them. It's like creation, like making something out of nothing. It's nice you haven't forgotten how." "No, that's not fair. I heard everything you ever said and I answered it. It just didn't come out of my mouth. I was afraid you wouldn't like what I was saying." "Who did you think I was, your mother? Did you think I'd fill in your side of the conversation with the responses I wanted to hear? Did you think the motions of your hands and the flashing of your eyes were satisfactory?" "Oh, I'm sorry." "It doesn't matter now. I had a script too. It's all a bunch of shit anyway. It's not what you didn't say. I did see your eyes and your hands. It's what you did. It's what I did. It's what we did to each other. It's made us old, and every sweet thing that could have been never came to pass. We've built these two complex ways of living, and when they mesh, it's like rock salt and ice cream. I hate what you do. No, rather, I hate what you've become and what you refuse to do. You're killing yourself for nothing. But you don't have to listen to me. There's nothing wrong with you. We're just different, that's all." "I know that. I don't mind the differences." "Well, honestly, I do mind. But I don't see why they're so important. No two people ever mesh completely. When we're finally past all the cultural conditioning and all the little do's and don'ts of youth, when we are what are the differences won't matter. They're not rock salt and ice cream. They're crystals floating in a sweet white cloud. Yes, she said, till you put them on your tongue. Jesus, you like it when it's down to earth. If you can turn it with a spade and break the clots between your fingers and work it with dung, then it meshes for you. Then there's for you that sense of oneness that tires you first and then brings you to sweet sleep. The earth's not vain. If you imagine things to be other than they are, that's not creative. Rock salt, crystals, but not the kind you imagine. You can't make nature fit your dreams. You can't force me to see the way you see and to think about my life as if it were your life. You've punched me into a corner again. I was only trying to make something out of the exaggerated differences you see in our separate lives. We really do have many things in common, more than others. I can't see why we don't start now, now that we know. Now that we've said and done the awful things we told ourselves we'd never say or do. And see, we're not dead yet. And there's still a kind word to share and many other things. Well, some things I can't forget. I can't forget how you can't remember I'm here. I can't forget where your priorities are and where I fit in the thousands of things you do and will do again. I don't like being alone, but I'm learning to live that way. Well, I admit I've been a driven person, driven by me as if chased by a bull. It's not like I forgot you. It's more like I lost my mind. I was in a black carriage pulled by the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and inside I was fixing their wagon. I had a pencil and a paper, and I was sending them messages with directions for a safe journey. You think you've changed? You think because you're talking now that you've changed? You're like my wallpaper. It was here when we came to this house, and now it has a paint job, and it makes sounds as it dries and separates from the walls. When we are at last alone, when all of the lives that we've made together are gone, will we just fall apart like the piece of wallpaper hanging there? Do you think to yourself that you've been like the wall, here to support me, the hanging paper? Has it really been that way? I love your words, but couldn't you have used less of them? And couldn't they have been gentler? I'm sorry, but I felt used. I was trying to live like I'd been taught, even though it may have been wrong and foolish. On the other hand, you've been a dunderhead. I love you anyway. You do good sex and philosophy. You also read aloud to me in the car and play Ain't It Awful better than anyone. I'll quit my job at shit. You're lying again, but you're funny. Are you ever going to make any money? No, I didn't think so. Doesn't really matter. Why don't you just stay home? You're going to kill yourself, you know. Do you want more ice? Sure. And how about some soda? A dream. When I dream, I'm not what I am. Unless I'm considering being, I'd be, if I were not dreaming, what I am. I dreamed a man came into my bedroom, and I could not see him, but I saw a flashing knife in his hand. I heard myself scream, no, 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 yet no sound came from my mouth. I got up in the dark to stop him, yet I felt that my body had not moved. The knife he held was like a light, yet it did not break the darkness. I had known this man from childhood. He had been in other dreams. I screamed again until I woke my other self. As I clicked on the bedside lamp, the flashing knife went out. The dream was gone. The beginning. Can we agree? Can we meet? If we meet, can we agree? Can we then say that we agree? It would be easier to say that we agree than to agree. Then when we meet, we could say later that we had said we would agree. But would we have agreed? Maybe. If we did not have to sign that we had said we would agree, the question whether we had agreed would be open. Then, when we met, we could agree not to sign the agreement that we had agreed. Thus, we would have agreed to something, and that would be a start. Then we could meet again because we would have proven that we could agree on something.